Hey, the open water is warming up. The swimming pools are reopening their doors. It's time to celebrate as we can return to swimming.
Hang on there. What if I can't remember how to swim or I'm exhausted after one leg? I mean, I did all that work on my technique last year and it's probably just gone to waste.
Well, yeah, don't worry, you're certainly not alone. I think there's going to be many people out there that are slightly apprehensive about this return to swimming, but we've got several tips today that will help ease that and get you back on track in no time at all.
We are all super excited. Hopefully you guys are too, and we are not here to dampen that excitement, but we want to help you guys to use it to motivate yourselves for the season to come. And the idea is to build up a plan and work towards that gradually.
Yeah, I know that might sound incredibly boring, as you'll no doubt be excited to jump back in and pick up with where you left off, maybe a year or even longer ago. But I'm going to be honest, that is likely not going to end very well. I mean, you might get away with it for the first session or two, but after that, your shoulders are just going to blow up, and just simplest tasks like putting a jumper on are going to become incredibly difficult. Yeah,
I've been there, but it's about, obviously depends on what you've come from and what you've managed to be doing through that period. So how many years of swimming experience you have, how long you've had off, and whether you've been able to do any dry land work or any conditioning. Say someone who's swum all their life and has only had 3 months off and has actually done quite a bit of dry land work, will be able to get back into it relatively quickly. Whereas if you're new to swimming and you've had a whole year off, you're going to need much longer.
Well, with that in mind, trying to prescribe an exact plan or sessions for you, it's going to be incredibly difficult for each and every one of you out there. So you're going to have to be sensible and honest with yourself. But if I was going to give you one bit of advice, try and adopt a little and often approach. So doing something like 3 shorter sessions per week rather than 2 or 3 bigger sessions, and try and mix it up. Shorter reps, more recovery, and as Heather said, just build it up really gradually, at least to begin with, and there's less chance of actually having to take more time off in the long run due to overuse or overtraining.
We've mentioned dry land work, but don't panic if you've not had a chance to do any during your time off. It's not too late to actually start to complement your return to swimming with work away from the pool. Now, I don't want you to go mad in the gym. It's more about focusing on some flexibility and some resistance work. And if you want some tips or help with that, I would recommend checking out our video on swimmer's shoulder that has a lot of exercises on flexibility and strength, which are really specific to swimming. Well then, if you've got a physio band that you can attach onto something around hip height and replicate the swim stroke, focusing on the different phases of the pull, so the catch, the mid pull, and the final phase of the pull. And you can also use a light version of this as part of your warm-up before you jump in the pool. And talking of warm-up, when you've been away from the pool for a while, it's a good idea to actually implement some dry land warm-up before getting in. So anything to get the blood flowing and your shoulders moving. So forwards and backwards arm circles are great, and then chest hugs and opening your arms up wide and back across your body, another great way just to get everything open and feeling ready before you get in for your actual swim warm-up.
Right then, you're ready to go, you're ready to jump back in the water, but before you do that, it's still a good idea to have some structure to your swimming, even if you're not fully swim fit right now. So make sure you go ready with a session plan in mind, and also obviously being ready to adapt that, particularly during these early stages. So fundamentally, make sure you have a good warm-up in the water, a main set, and a warm down. And I'd actually suggest in these early stages just focusing on technique, almost seeing it as a fresh start, a clean slate, eliminating, getting rid of any of those bad habits and reinforcing good technique. Now, a nice thing actually with technique work is it's obviously less taxing on the body, which is brilliant for these early stages as we're trying to just build in gradually and not overdo things and just not overdo our shoulders. And on that note, actually, I'd suggest actually avoiding any paddle work because, well, they put a lot of strain on your shoulders and you could end up really overdoing it. Now, other training aids can be fantastic, such as a pool buoy or neoprene shorts, just to help you really get a good feel for the water in that nice, correct and aligned body position. Also fins, fantastic for just giving you a bit of propulsion whilst you're doing some slower drill work and really focusing on your technique. And then there's the snorkel. Again, just allows you to focus on that technique without the worry of focusing on breathing or rotation to go with that. All I would say though is do make sure that you do some normal swimming without these training aids so that you don't become too reliant on them. And then once you're out of the water, just make sure you keep on top of that mobility and stretching work, because particularly in these early days, your neck, your shoulders and arms are going to be taking a real beating, even with some of these easier sessions.
Yeah, I totally agree, but there are so many benefits, and I personally have just missed that feeling of that gravity is sort of gone when you're in the water. So remember to actually just enjoy the experience of getting back in the pool and appreciate it. Not every session has to be working really hard or concentrating on technique. You can just get in and float and just enjoy feeling your body weight supported. And it's also a great way to just help you relax and recover from other types of training you might have been doing.
Yeah, I personally cannot wait to get back in the water. I hope you guys are the same, so please do give this video a like if you have enjoyed it, and make sure you give us a follow over on social media and subscribe just down below.